Hi, it's Paul from One Cast One Fish, and welcome to your first class on the Garmin Striker Fish Finder. Today we'll be discussing the device interface keys and their functions. I'm going to introduce you to the home screen, discuss the zooming and panning features on the waypoint map. We're going to look at GPS signal strength, and I'm going to show you how to find your GPS accuracy. Now, if you're new to this channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button and do not forget to turn on your bell notifications, because I promise you, you are not going to want to miss any videos in this series. Let's start out by discussing the function of each of the keys located on the device. The back or return button will return to the previous screen, or, if held, returns to the home screen. The arrow keypad allows you to scroll, highlight options, and move the cursor. The arrow keypad also is used to zoom in and out of a view and pan within a view. The menu button opens menu options for a given screen if applicable. Pressing the menu button again will close an open menu. The power button, when held, will turn off the device. However, if you quickly press the power button once, you'll be taken to a menu that will allow you to adjust the backlight, day or night color mode, and give you the option to disable or enable the sonar. The select button is designated by a check mark. You'll use this to acknowledge messages and select options. The waypoint button gives you a quick and easy way to save your current location as a waypoint. It's extremely important that you feel 100% comfortable with all of the keys and their functions located on the device interface, as we'll be using them to navigate screens and menus throughout the videos in this series. The home screen is the main menu for the Garmin Striker Fish Finder. This is where you'll be selecting the features of the Fish Finder that you want to use, such as the traditional sonar, flasher, and GPS waypoint maps. Now, one thing about the home screen I do want to point out is if you scroll all the way to the bottom, you'll see an option to customize home. We'll be going over in depth how to customize the home screen of your Garmin Striker Fish Finder in a later video. Now, as a tip and a reminder, as I mentioned earlier, if you hold the back return button, regardless of the screen you may be on, you'll automatically be taken directly back to this home screen. Now let's take a few moments to discuss the zoom and pan features of the waypoint maps, along with an example of how to apply them. If you look in the upper area of your screen, you'll see the options for zoom and pan, along with corresponding up and down and left and right arrows. These arrows represent the inputs from the arrow keypad that you'll use for the desired function. The zoom and pan features can be used by themselves, but really shine when you learn to use them together. We'll start with the zoom function. In the lower right hand corner, you'll notice that we're currently zoomed out pretty far at 30 miles. Though 30 miles is a long distance, it gives you a good view of many of our waypoints that are spread out across this body of water. Now, by pressing the up arrow on the arrow keypad, we'll zoom in on the current location, which will use the boat as the center point. You'll now notice that our distance line is now indicating 12 miles, and we lost some of those far off waypoints from the map. This also made some of our closer waypoints more spread out and viewable. Pressing the down arrow on the arrow keypad, we'll notice that the screen zooms back out. The key takeaway when using the zoom feature is that you can zoom in or out as far as you'd like to view more or less waypoints, and that the zoom feature uses the boat as your center point on the screen. The pan feature can be activated using the left and right arrows on the arrow keypad. When you press the left or right arrow, we notice that a movable cursor appears. You'll use the arrow keypad to move the cursor around on your screen. The key takeaway here is that when in pan mode, the screen will use the cursor as the center point. Now I'm going to show you how the zoom and pan work together. Let's start by moving our cursor over to brush pile 2. And once our cursor is over brush pile 2, you'll see a notification. Now let's zoom in for a closer look at the brush pile 2 waypoint. You'll see that in order to zoom after using the pan feature, we'll need to press the back return button first. This will take us out of the pan mode, and once again we have the option to zoom in or out. We will now press the up arrow on the arrow keypad and zoom in to brush pile 2 waypoint. Learning how to use the zoom and pan features on the waypoint map is going to be an essential skill to learn, especially as we move forward in this series with more advanced features of the Garmin Striker Fishfinder. Now let's talk about GPS signal strength and GPS accuracy. When you turn your Fishfinder on, it'll begin connecting to and collecting satellite data on your current location. You can see your current signal strength at the top of the home screen. You can also take a more in-depth look at your GPS signals from the home screen. Scroll down to and select Settings, System, GPS, and select Sky View. This will show you the current satellites and their signal strength that your Fishfinder is using. Another cool feature that can be seen on the Sky View screen is your GPS location accuracy. I hope you've enjoyed this first class and introduction to the Garmin Striker Fishfinder. As always, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask in the comment section below. And don't forget to hit that like button and share with all of your friends. And we'll see you next time on the water.